Have you ever felt like the circumstances of your life were holding you back? What if I told you that it's not the circumstances that are holding you back, but it's actually the story that you're living from? You see, we all live by internal scripts, many of which we didn't even choose. They were actually handed to us. And those scripts shape our beliefs, which shape our actions. And honestly, the real problem is not that people don't try hard enough, but that they're trying hard inside of a broken script. It's not just about modifying behavior. It starts with rewriting the script that behaviors come from. And that's why we have to shift the script. You see, research shows us that this isn't just theory. Cognitive psychology shows us that our thoughts form our beliefs. Those beliefs then shape our identities, which ultimately is where behavior comes from. Neuroscience also tells us that every thought is a neural pathway. And so every time you have that thought, the more you think that, the stronger that pathway becomes, and the more solid that that action is going to be that carries out from that. Go back with me right now to 2008. I made the decision to enlist in the Army. I became a combat medic. Now, who all here has been to some kind of boot camp? Right? I just want you to think about that, right? Most hands should go up. What is the purpose of a boot camp? Right? If we're talking about the speakers boot camp, which I did last year, one of the things that I know a boot camp is designed to do is to get you to become something that you were not before, right? You are actually having a new script handed to you in written for you. Well, it was the exact same thing when I enlisted in the Army. The person I was when I showed up to basic training to boot camp is not the same person that I was when I left. See, I showed up as a civilian, thinking like a civilian, coming from a party background, just wanting to go out with my friends and have a good time. As a matter of fact, the reason I went to the Army was to get out of a bad relationship. Who here has ever been in a bad relationship? Show of hands. Yeah, sometimes you got to shift out of those things too. Right. And so that's what I did. And here's the thing. I was so well trained and so programmed that in 2011 to 2012, now I'm a trained soldier, combat medic, going overseas, serving in Afghanistan. All right, first of all, it's super hot there. Okay. I'm in Texas. And if you've ever been to Texas, we get some pretty hot weather here. Over there, 114, 120, full battle gear. Everything's going. You've got stress. You got people firing at you. You have, as a medic, one of the things that I experienced was when our vehicles would be attacked and people would get help. Next thing you know, they're saying, "Doc, doc, doc." And I've got to jump out of the vehicle. I've got to be ready to react, to respond. And guess what? The script that was put into me through all that training did just that. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I can tell you that when you receive the right script for the right moment in your life, when you have that shift, lives can be saved. When I was over there from 2011 to 2012, lives were saved. I got some cool awards, came back a hero in some people's eyes, but I was changed. Because you see, now I was no longer overseas. See, the script that served me there actually didn't serve me when I came back. You could ask my wife. She would be the first person to tell you the person David was before he deployed is not the person he came back as. I showed a lack of empathy. My kids would get hurt and I would treat them like soldiers. Why? Because I had a medical background. I was just assessing the situation. I was not loving them. I was not caring for them. I was not being present. You see, because I was still responding to an old way of thinking. I was still living from an old broken script. It had not been changed. And yet every time my wife tried to tell me, I would just look at her and say, "What are you talking about? I'm good. I'm totally fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm the same happy guy." But you know what I've learned? We can sometimes lie to ourselves only so long. Because when pressure really comes down, what's inside you, what you truly believe is what's going to show up. That's what's going to be produced out. I saw that when I started seeing my kids acting in the exact same way that I was, disconnected, being mean to each other, kind of responding to each other like soldiers, a lack of love, a lack of empathy, a lack of care. And in that moment, I realized that the same script that I'm allowing to kind of wreck my life is the same script I'm handing to my kids. So this is what we need to do. This is what this is about. I want you to leave here with this. If thoughts shape beliefs and beliefs shape behavior, then the most powerful thing you can ever change is the story you're living from. That's why shifting the script works. You see the script that's been running in the background. You highlight the lie that script is built on. You interrupt that pattern of thinking so you can change what it's producing. Next thing, you're going to reframe your story and write a new one. And lastly, you're going to take a line to action, because we know that it's not about trying harder that's going to get you where you need to go. It's actually be willing to leave here and be willing to shift the script of your life so that you can live a different life and leave a different legacy. That's why we're going to shift the script today.